I'd like to start by looking at the Unity game engine and kind of looking at exactly what that is. The Unity game engine is built by Unity Technologies, and it is a game engine that will allow you to build a game inside of the engine using scripts and different visual components and build it for multiple platforms. As an example, I could build a game inside the Unity game engine and then produce it for a Windows PC or a Macintosh computer. And new in Unity 4, we can also produce it for Linux system as well as iOS, Android, and so on. So a little bit of history here. I don't want to get too much into history, but Unity Technologies is a company that started in 2004, and they started supporting the iPhone device in 2008. And we are now working with Unity version 4, which has come out just recently here in 2012. According to a survey done by game developers, mobile and social technology, Unity is currently being used by 53.1% of all mobile game developers. So the Unity engine is rapidly becoming a very powerful and very popular game engine to choose. Now I'd like to show you real quick where you can download the Unity game engine, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the different licenses of the Unity game engine that you can use. So I'm here on unity3d.com, which is the website for the Unity game engine, and if you come to the download link here at the top, you click that, you come to Unity's download page. Now, there's a lot of different things on this page. We're not really going to look at them right now. What I want to do is I just want to click the download button right here. That's going to bring me to this screen here where I have the option to download Unity version 4. This is the free version of Unity 4, and we'll talk about that. But it also comes with full versions of the Unity Pro and Android trial. Now let's look at a little bit of the differences in the licenses. So if you skip this download link here, if you're following along at home and you haven't installed Unity yet, you're going to want to click this, download Unity, install it. It's a fairly straightforward, simple process. But what I want to do is I want to click on this license comparison here, and that's going to allow us to see the differences in the Unity licenses. So what we have here is a side-by-side comparison of Unity Pro and the Unity free version. What we have here is just some of the differences between Unity Pro and Unity. Now I do want to say before we look at these, there do appear to be a lot of differences. However, there's nothing to stop you from making and deploying a game with the Unity free version. As a matter of fact, under this point here, we see may be licensed and used by companies or incorporated entities that have a turnover in excess of $100,000 in their last fiscal year. What that means is if you didn't make $100,000 last year, you can use Unity free to produce games. And you're just going to have a Unity splash screen. It's not a big deal. Now, if you're a company that makes more than that, you have to buy Unity Pro or else you're not allowed to make games with it. So I don't want you to think that just because you didn't pay for Unity Pro, you can't use Unity to produce games. That's not the case at all. So most of the differences that are going to affect you as far as Unity to Unity Pro are some of the advanced features that if you're just learning to make games, you're really not utilizing anyway. If you're just learning to make games, you're not going to need like the better shadowing features and the better, animation features and rigging features and things like that. It's not really going to be anything that you're utilizing yet. So you're going to make a few games, with the free version, and if you start to become more adept at using Unity, you may want to pay for the Pro version to use some of these more advanced features. Now, while I'm on this section here, we are looking at just the Unity and Unity Pro sections. If we also want to look at mobile development, let's say you want to make games for your phone as well, you can do that very simply. It's actually the same process inside the editor to make games for mobile as it is to make games for a desktop, but you will need one of or both of the mobile add-ons. All right, so if I click here, I'm going to see that there are both the iOS and iOS Pro add-ons that will allow us to make mobile games. Now, both the iOS and iOS Pro add-ons, they both cost money. There are two things that you have to purchase if you want to make iOS games. However, the iOS standard is less money than the iOS Pro. Same concept applies. We can still make games with iOS standard as opposed to iOS Pro. Nothing really stops us from there. The rule again applies to our Android development. However, we get a 30-day trial of the Android development when we download the Unity 4, as we saw in the previous screen.